Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ladies in the Living Room. You've got your BravHos here because we ho for all things Bravo. Isn't that right, Kristen?
Yes, we do.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Laura.
Okay, well, we are raring to go here on a Tuesday evening in the Northeast where it's kind of sunny, kind of rainy. Mm-hmm. We've got some Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Mr. Hot Lips Mauricio is just covering the scene. We've got a little, of course, recap of Jersey and, just a little sprinkle of the Bachelorette. So let's get it going.
Let's go.
Hi, Kristen.
Hey, Laura.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you this fine evening?
Well, I'm great because I just had a very big birthday, as
Yes,
you know.
we have to wish the BravHos Kristen right here a big, happy, sloppy, big wet kiss birthday of 50 years old.
50.
Holy cow, you've reached the milestone.
I did. I'm half a century.
We had so much fun. We went
it.
to a really Fabubu restaurant. And
Yes,
Kristen,
we did.
We all got ourselves. We stay hydrated, as we say. We hydrated in the best of possible ways. What did I have? Oh, I was just going on the Aperol spritz.
Yeah.
But those are deadly. I could drink about 15 of those and counting. But you said, what did you do in the middle?
Oh, God. I had a rosé, a dirty martini, and
Dirty.
another rosé.
Filthy dirty.
Had
Filthy.
a headache the next day, but it was worth
Dirty.
it.
Yeah. Oh, it was a
Totally
great time.
worth it.
And we're so happy to be there. And it was so much fun.
It
and
was.
you make 50 look fabulous, as they say.
You're the best.
50 and fabu. May there
That's
be
what I'm going to say, 50 and fabulous.
May there be 50 more.
Yes.
And may we be together doing it. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You and me. Right now. All right. Let's talk about Mauricio, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, we got the mystery woman resolved.
Confirmation.
Yes.
She is not a Greek lady like
No.
originally thought. She is from
She's from the Ukraine.
Ukraine. She is
Yes.
strong woman. Strong.
Nikita Khan is her name.
Remember the song Nikita?
The Elton John song.
Nikita
Yes.
slows and arrows, something like that. But Nikita. So does she currently live in Ukraine?
I don't know.
I'm going with probably
that
not.
I didn't find out yet. I just know they say she's an actress, model, interior designer.
Ooh.
She might have
Jackass
something to do with real
of all
estate.
trade. Jackass of all trades.
But she's 33 years old.
See, this is where I have an
So,
issue.
Yeah.
33.
A little younger.
How old is Farrah?
So Farrah, Mauricio's stepdaughter, is either 35 or 36.
Okay,
So she is younger than Farrah.
She's younger than Farrah. Just Kyle's other daughters are on the younger side, I think.
Yeah, I think they're in their 20s.
Yeah, and then of course there's
And
Portia,
Portia's a teenager.
who's still a teen. However, Mauricio, I mean, it's just so typical when the guys come out with these, young bimbots,
Young chicks.
You know what I mean? Could you ever date age appropriately? No, none of them can. But that's all right. I mean, listen, I saw on a somewhere an interview where our friend Kathy.
Yes.
Okay, Kathy was like, I had to calm down, Kyle. Like, Kathy's such a wild card. Like, I see why Kyle is just like, when Kathy starts to open her mouth. Because Kathy, spills out. She was like, Kyle.
Oh, I love the way
I told you, Kyle, that this was going to happen. I mean, we should have expected this. But she said
makes
she had a
Kyle look more frantic than
She's
Kyle
like, I
is,
had
'cause
to-
Kyle does have anxiety and stuff.
Okay.
She talks about it.
Wouldn't you have anxiety if
It's
Kathy
almost
was your
like
sister?
Kathy riles that anxiety
Kathy
right
is just
up.
like, and God bless her, she's so classic. I mean, I feel like,
She
you know what I
is.
feel like Kathy does?
Yeah.
I feel like Kathy just scoops into the bucket of pills before she leaves and just throws them back. She
Yes.
got about at least 25 before she even exits the house. Hunky dory. She's feeling hunky dory all the time, but
Yeah.
she said she didn't have to calm her down. And she's like, Kyle, now we were expecting this, Kyle, because, you said he can do whatever he wants. But, and then she told Kyle she has to get out there.
Yeah.
You've got to get out there. But isn't she already out there with Morgan Wade? So
I know.
we're all very confused.
She still hasn't
Kyle.
revealed. It's a little confusing.
Kyle, can you tell us what's happening? Seriously.
I know.
I mean, if she comes out with a dude, great. If she dates Morgan, even better. But let us
Whatever
know.
she
I
does,
know
just
we have
tell
no
us
right to
something.
know.
Yeah.
But
But
would be
she's
fun
very
to know.
public.
she is very
And
public.
she's a housewife. The housewives tell all, don't
They
they?
do tell all.
You can't be a housewife and go, I'm going to keep some things to myself and not share it.
But-
The housewives,
And
let
I
it all
understand. I
out.
get that too. And
If you want to be
feel
a
you.
good housewife. And we love Kyle because she's always out there with everything. So be out there about this,
No, I'm
whatever
with
it
you.
is.
And put it out there. If you were going to
Put it
have
out
Morgan on the show,
there.
what she did. And by the way, she's made this woman Morgan Wade a household name. Who anybody ever knew who
I
this
never
woman was?
heard of her before this.
Nobody.
Right.
So
Right.
now it's just time to embrace it or let it go.
Yes, of
Embrace or let it go.
Yes.
This is what I say. So anyway, we know the woman's identity now.
We do.
We are Ukraine. He is Nikita.
Yes.
And
very pretty.
she's a pretty lady, of course.
Pretty
We'll keep
lady.
our eye on it.
Mauricio looked very, very happy meeting her in the airport. They had some pictures on the beach.
Well, Kathy did
They were
say-
holding hands. So
Kathy-
this looks like it's something.
Kathy said, well, he ran up to her and kissed her. I'm like, well,
Okay.
yeah, sorry, and kissed him. I was like, well, he kissed her back. It wasn't like he didn't kiss her
Yeah.
back. So,
Yes.
all right, Kathy. So
Okay.
Kathy's not exactly, again, she scoops that bucket of pills and just,
Well, are they in the
Lets
middle
it
of
fly.
filming Beverly Hills? They are right now, right?
I
It's in
would
the
think
middle
they
of
would
filming.
be ready to, or
Getting
editing
ready to wrap
or finished.
it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure this is going to
'Cause
make
it
its
comes out in
way
the
into the
Oh,
season.
absolutely.
This story's going to make its way in. So we'll
They
hear
got
more
so- and
about
they-
it when
they-
the
we got
season
so many
comes out.
shows from those guys. I mean, who knows where
Yes.
it's going? Is it going on Buying Beverly Hills? Is it who knows where it's
It
going?
will definitely go on by
It will air
Beverly Hills.
somewhere.
It will, yeah.
But look, Mauricio has the green light, so now he can just do it
he can do what he wants.
under the cover of light, not
Yes.
under the cover of darkness, where I'm sure it was going down before. Allegedly. Allegedly.
So I wish the
All right.
best for Mauricio, the best for Kyle. May they be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens in that new season.
We
I am
shall
really
see.
looking forward to it.
We
now.
will keep an eagle eye on that. Okay,
will.
so where are we heading from here?
Okay. So we want to talk about Lindsay Hubbard.
Oh, Lindsay!
She reveals that she's having a girl.
It's a girl.
It's a girl for
babe.
Lindsay.
Don't you think
Very
she-
happy for her.
I'm happy for her too, in a sense that she's having a baby.
Yes.
I kind of a little tiny bit fear for the baby girl.
Okay.
I think
'Cause
Lindsay.
She'll be a little Lindsay,
I
maybe.
think Lindsay will be a good mom because she's,
Yeah.
got her ducks
This
in
is
a row.
what she's always wanted.
However, I think she might have been a better boy mom.
Okay.
Like her,
'Cause she's
you know
so
what?
tough.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Listen, mother-daughter relationships are complicated.
Yeah.
Lindsay is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay, as we know, gets activated. So if she's complicated and gets activated,
Yeah.
it could be issues down the line. But you know what? There's always mommy-daughter stuff anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to hope for Lindsay that it goes fantastic. And but I will say that when she did that little video that everybody online was like, she knew that wasn't a surprise. Like, because she was like, babe. That's what she called Carl. Like,
Okay.
can't we come up with a different, like, babe? You don't hear a word out of that guy. Not a word out of Turner Coof. Coof?
Turner-
Keef? Coof. Coofy. Whatever it is.
Coof, I think
Turner
it
Coof.
is,
Not a
yeah.
word. It's like
Yeah.
the camera was almost shaking up and down, like,
Yeah.
Sounds terrified to say anything. Maybe he wasn't even the one behind the
He
camera.
wants
Who
to be
knows?
super private, this
Good
guy.
for him.
For sure.
Good for him,
But you know, I will say
doctor.
one thing. Maybe it's going to soften her. The whole thing.
Let's hope.
Becoming a mother and, raising a baby. It might soften her up and
And,
everything might be great. And
Exactly.
yeah.
I don't know what she's doing in the summer house though with the swollen ankles and the mommy
It's going to
brain
be an
and
interesting season when this one
with
comes
all
out.
these hot single people. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's time to
Yeah.
graduate. Ding dong.
Yes,
All
I
right.
think
So happy baby girl to Lindsay.
Yes.
All right. Where are we
Okay.
going now? Where are we off to? The Bachelorette?
We'll talk Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette. Oh my
Yes.
God. It's so insane. Let me just.
It is so fun to watch the show.
Again, it's a
It really
fun
is.
show. There's a lot of fluff.
Yeah, there's fluff.
There's a lot of fluff. Last night was the thunder from Down Under. The Down
That was
Under
great.
thunders. Oh my God. Well, first, before even the thunder Down Under, our boy Spencer gets the one-on-one, the pet portrait photographer.
Yes.
but he's cute. He got so much cuter. I don't know what happened. Is it because they did a full length shot and we see that he's like 7 feet tall?
Well, that's the thing. I didn't realize how tall he was. Now,
I've never seen him.
Jen is probably on the shorter. She's short.
She's teeny. She's tiny. You could tell she's
That's
small.
where she's petite.
She's petite.
But you see them next to each other, and I'm like, what is this guy, about 6'5"? He's tall
cute.
guy.
All of a sudden, he got very cute last night.
He got very cute. And it was very nice that he opened up to her about getting cheated on. And
it was cute.
You know, his engagement broke up, and
it was
he
cool.
was very hurt by it. And he seems like a very sincere
She likes
guy.
his golden retriever energy.
Yeah, he has golden retriever energy,
which
that
is
was
cute. And he gets the rose.
Yes,
he's definitely going to be down there to one of the ends.
He's going to be down. You know, I said it last week. Like he was like the dark horse, but he's coming in. He's really coming in.
He's definitely going to be there.
He's going to be like the bottom 3, I would say. My guess.
I think. He's
bottom 3 or 4.
I don't know. He might be. He's up there. I hope. I just hope to God she doesn't just be stupid and pick Sam M.
Oh no.
Who is the cheesiest,
biggest
don't. Bully? He's
biggest player,
biggest bully loser. Like she just wants to pray that she takes him to the fantasy suite.
She's
bangs him 20 ways from Sunday.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
She just wants to bang him. I think she's just physically attracted to
him.
And
kicks him to the curb where he belongs.
It's
that
like
is
major
our
chemistry, but
I wouldn't even say there's major chemistry.
I
just think
she's
got
it for him.
He's got major chemistry with himself.
I think so.
He loves
himself. He knows he's quote unquote hot. I don't even think he's that hot.
I don't think he's that hot either.
How
about when they were all like, it was the total like gun show when the show started and they were all like lifting weights outside, all oiled up.
All of them.
I'm like, are they oiled up at 7 a.m.? Like, all doing like, hack squats. Let me do my hack squat.
Yeah, right.
In front of the camera. And they were on this little terrace. I was like, these guys are gonna beat each other up with these dumbbells. Like, bang.
On. Yeah.
So bad.
So bad.
But they do have nice bodies. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they all do. And as we saw in that strip, the strip tease that happened.
Let's talk about Thunder. That's the group date. Thunder Down Under.
Thunder Down Under. That was fun.
That was good. Like, let's talk about a few of them. Okay. And then, of course.
Because the one that was making me laugh the most, you know who I'm going to say,
of course.
Right? The other Sam.
Oh.
The love version.
Oh, the Iranian fella. Oh my God.
He sprained his thumb.
That was so bad.
And he professed his
pissed.
love instead of doing like a stripper dance.
He looked pissed. And I'm like, if this guy does not know how to let loose and have a good time. Oh my God. He was like, no, it's not the reason why I'm here. I broke my thumb and I sprained my thumb and I was so mad. Okay, let's just talk about until he comes out. Let's talk about Thomas N. very fittingly was the nerd.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. He's such a loser nerd. He looks like something. He's straight out of Central Casting. He's like the little nerd guy who's pledging the frat, and he's like little Sam M's little minion. You know what I mean?
God, he tricked me because the very first episode I was rooting for.
I was too.
Bit.
Well, when they tell you his resume,
then by episode 2, I was like, okay, he's crazy.
On paper, he looks fabulous.
Crazy.
On paper, he's fabulous. He's got the Korean family or the Asian family. He's got the Vietnamese. He's got the background.
Yes.
And he actually has a great body for a little man, for a very little man.
He's a successful athlete. Looks like he's got his act together. Nice family. All good background and everything, but
the second episode, the whole Devin situation, it was like, what are you doing?
No.
And then Grant was great. I thought Grant was great.
Yes.
Jonathan was the natural.
Yes.
Obviously, Mr. Nose.
Mr. Nose with the bandages.
Oh, Mr. Nose. But he was great. I mean, he could have jumped right in with the Thunder Down Under. He sure did.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I was hoping they were going to call him to be the winner, and he won.
He deserved it.
He was great.
And then Sam M was Chef Fluster. I'm like, you're such a loser.
Thank you.
She's like, he stole the show. He said, I stole the show. No, you didn't steal the show.
No.
There was at least 3 guys that were better than you.
Yeah.
You're just in love with yourself. And then let's talk about Sam M.
Okay.
The Iranian love virgin. Who's like, cut the music. Oh my God. He says, cut the music.
Couldn't he have just done a little dance or
and
something?
He professes his undying love
Do like a corny
to Jen
dance.
in the middle. Talk about not the time, not the place, not the venue,
No.
Oh, it was so awkward.
Well, it was awkward. Everyone was quiet. they had no, like, where is this going?
It
and then
was
he
bad
said,
news.
he professed his love and then he just sat down. It was strange.
It was so bad. And it was just because he didn't want to show his body. And quite frankly,
Yeah.
we got a hats off to Devin, the dirty detective, because he was like, I was a fat kid and I'm not into my body. And then he decided to strip it down to a black thong.
I give him so much credit
with the hairy
for doing
chest.
it.
And
He
they
put
all
himself
had
out there.
They all had but with his brajol hanging in her face. His like in his black thong with the hairy thighs, like all those guys are waxing head to toe.
Of course
he's got the
they are.
hairy
Not him,
chest, and he
Nope.
was big old braj.
There was no shame in his game.
But he actually did a good job. I thought he was good.
He's been putting himself out there from the very beginning with everything, including this. So go Devin.
Devin.
I thought he did great.
Yeah, and go Jonathan.
And go Jonathan.
With Jen on his butt. He has a great butt. That's
Yeah.
why he came in with no underwear on the first night.
I think so. And I'm going to say this too. Yeah, Jonathan is in excellent shape.
He was Mr. Love Down Under.
Oh, the
he
other
won the
one
title.
that we didn't talk about, and oh God, I'm forgetting his name.
Marcus?
He was in excellent shape too.
Marcus.
Not even Marcus. It was
Dylan?
It was no, it wasn't Austin. It was the other. There's another guy. He's got the floppy hair.
I can't
He was
remember.
He had a 6-pack. God,
They all.
I forgot
I
his
know
name.
who you mean.
You know who
he
I mean?
was doing.
He didn't get. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. His name is. It is Austin. He didn't get the rose.
Who
at
got
the
the
end.
boot? Who got the boot?
Yeah. So Hakeem
Him and Hakeem.
Austin.
Him and little Arsenio Hall.
Oh.
They got the booty.
Yeah.
But one thing to mention, worth mentioning, that Devin did get the rose on the group
Yes.
date because he said I was a fat kid, and so he showed her different layers.
He's really putting himself
Different
out there.
layers. So I think it's gonna chop down to like
He's great.
Devin and Dylan, who I just love.
I love Dylan.
He's 24, wants to be a doctor. He's so cute. He's got a great fun personality. Like
He does.
I think he's the guy.
He's the package.
I
I think
think he's the
it
guy.
really might be down to Dylan and Devin.
Dylan and
Perhaps.
no, I don't know that Devin's gonna. I don't know if she's gonna take him to the fantasy suite.
Okay.
Not before Marcus.
Okay.
She
yeah,
really
I'm
likes
forgetting Marcus.
Marcus.
Marcus is
She
in
and
there.
he was great too.
He was great this episode.
He was great.
He was so great.
And then Sam N got, the Iranian gets up and he like apologizes and tries to backtrack. And I thought it was cute the way Devin was like, don't backtrack. Like you said what you said, you felt what you felt. And then those other two idiots, Thomas and Sam M, are sitting there laughing at him. And he was like, they were like, when they showed him talking, they were like, doesn't know the definition of a bully when Sam M was on there. Like, he's the bully. He's laughing at this guy.
Yeah.
Devin's like kind of sticking up for this guy.
Oh God.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, Devin gets the rose like we said, and then Aaron.
Oh, I was so happy
Ugh.
that he decided to take his, what was it? He got a career.
He got his
called
fighter pilot training or whatever it's going to be because
that
he
was
wants to
like-
be a fighter pilot because he loves to be
Thank God.
really crazy and really living on the edge. He likes to
Right.
live his life on the edge. Meanwhile, he's 30 steps from, not even 30 steps, he's 2 steps from committing murder. I feel like he's going to just bust one day and kill someone. I think he likes boys.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes girls.
I'm getting that energy from him too.
The bad pearls.
And what is with these pearls? I just
It's the Harry's again. Poor Harry Styles. He
I
tried
know
to. He made it cool for a minute.
It works for Harry Styles. It doesn't work.
It works
for
for
this guy.
Corey Kiefer, even though I can't stand him. Corey Kiefer on Summer House. Corey
Okay.
wore but it worked for him.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It works for certain people.
It did not work for Aaron. Ew. All I can say is ew. And then, of course, on his way out the door, that he's sad that he didn't win the race car date. He didn't win the race car.
Oh God.
Austin won, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it Austin?
Was it Austin or Jeremy?
Maybe it was. No, Jeremy.
It was Jeremy.
It was
who
Jeremy.
I like too.
I like him too.
He's on my list.
And there was only 4 of them. So, like, practically every guy got to go on that Thunder Down Under date.
Yes.
And he's the only, and then they have these 4 guys. I'm like, oh
I
my God, were
know.
these like the most not fun guys?
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
eek. I don't know. But either way, Aaron does every season. Let's just talk about it. Every season on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, there's always one that comes up to The Bachelor or Bachelorette and says, not everyone's here for the right reasons.
Yes.
Oh my God, they're not here for me. Are they just here for Instagram followers?
Right.
Are they just here to get famous? every freaking season.
Yes.
So here's Aaron dropping the bomb on his way out to fighter pilot school.
Yep.
That all these guys aren't here for you and somebody's not really into it and not ready to get engaged at the end of this.
Well, the ones that aren't into it for the right reasons are him and that guy Sam M.
Exactly.
Those two aren't into it for the right reasons.
And
I
little
think the rest
Thomas.
of them are.
Little Thomas then. Little Thomas.
God. Please.
He couldn't marry a blow up doll at this point. Like not even like what? So then of course he drops the bomb and Jen gets all mad. And I love how Jen was like,
she got a little activated.
But
right?
I loved it that she didn't even say goodbye to him. She was like, "Oh no, I understand, and I'll be sad that you're leaving." And then it was like,
relieved.
"What?" And she literally like
out.
2 snaps and got up and went straight into the guys and read them the riot act.
She did. Good for her. By
Like
the
if
way.
you're not here for the right reasons, you can get out now.
That
I was like,
other side came out.
"You
that
go,
feisty
Jen.
Side. Yeah.
You go, Jen Tran.
Of course.
You tell those guys what's
Yeah.
up."
Don't play with my heart. Are you
Don't
kidding?
play with my heart. So anyway, he goes to leave with his pearls.
It was good to see that side of her because she is so fun and sweet and funny.
And that was a douchey
and
thing for him to
easygoing,
do.
But she has that other side to her, and good for her.
She needs it.
She's
with
not
these
going to let anyone
idiots.
take advantage.
But I
She
want to
can
say, she said that, and then she went, "Marcus, do you want to go talk?" So I found it interesting that she picked Marcus because
I think I know why.
'cause
She
he's the
feels
guy.
safe with him.
Exactly.
That was what is telling.
Exactly
of what's
my
to come.
point.
Like he's going to make it way down to the bottom.
Oh, he's definitely in the final
He might be
too.
the chosen one. He might.
I just don't think he's got young enough energy for her. And I want him
Okay.
to, but I think he's a little too predictable for Jen, who wants ferocious love.
Okay.
Like he's a missionary guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But she's
Missionary position all day.
She feels very safe with him. She's talking about her past relationships where she's always been, not put first. I think this guy will definitely put her first. I think she really.
She's also so young.
Okay.
Oh, but you know what was driving me crazy? Sam M. also with his bro talk. He's like, gotta keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
That was his whole thing all through the episode. Gotta keep the main thing the main thing. You're not keeping the main thing the main thing, which is Jen. You're the main thing. And you're just trust me, he's gaming to be the Bachelor. And if she's dumb enough to pick him, the Australian girl that with the Australian Bachelorette,
She picked that up right away.
She's like, oh, I did that. Didn't turn out very well. Be careful.
She needed to hear that. I'm so glad that she said that to Jen.
Yeah, so we said we lost our Hakeem and we lost Austin, but they needed to go.
They needed to go. They didn't. I guess with Hakeem, it was.
Hakeem.
It just. Maybe
He
the
was
chemistry
funny.
wasn't there. He was very
No,
funny.
I don't
there
think
might
she
not have been
kissed him.
chemistry. Austin, she didn't get enough one-on-one time with him, so she didn't really get to know him.
He was actually kind of cute.
Yeah. Oh, he was.
I thought he was kinda cute.
He was the one that I was saying, like, he's a nice six-pack. And
Yeah.
He takes care of himself.
All these fellas are taking care of
They're taking very
of their
good care of
bodies. They're
themselves.
not. They're like taking care of
But
brothers. Warm. She's warm for all their forms. She's warm for the form.
I just don't. I don't know why on earth she gave Thomas and a rose.
Because the producers are like, keep him around.
Okay,
Sam M
maybe she's listening to the
needs a fraternity
producers.
pledge. Like he's
Okay.
a pledge. He's pledging the Sam M fraternity.
Okay.
I think they're all kind of in love with Sam M.
Yeah.
Nobody could be more in love with Sam M than
Sam
himself. Than Sam M. So that's our little take on The Bachelorette. We'll keep you posted, but we really got to get ourselves to Jersey.
We do. And can we
We
bring
have
up
a
one
little
thing
note,
that'll
a little
segue
note,
into Jersey?
right? Yeah, talk to me on that.
Okay. So
We
I
forgot to mention this last week, right?
We did. And it was
This is
so
an
interesting.
Little tidbit. Talk to me. Tell me all about it.
A little interesting thing is it just happened to pop up on my phone on my algorithm, I think, because I love Jeff Lewis and I listen to him.
Love Jeff Lewis.
Love Jeff Lewis. But Carolyn Manzo, about a year plus ago, I think, was on Jeff Lewis. And she was talking, Carolyn Manzo was talking about how she is actually related by marriage in a way to Danielle Cabral. And she kind of helped Danielle get
Not
onto
kind
the Real
of.
Housewives.
As she said, helped her get on the show. It wasn't kind
Danielle.
of.
Okay.
I mean, really, how would they have plucked her out of non-existent? Do you know what I mean? Like, how she was non-existent, and they just all of a sudden find her.
She just appeared.
Exactly.
So we hear nothing about that from Danielle. Maybe that could have been mentioned by Danielle on the show, how they're related. Right? They're related by
it's
marriage.
Caroline's stepniece.
And what Carolyn said is that after she helped her get on the show, she doesn't talk to her. Danielle doesn't talk to Caroline. So what is that all about?
Well, Caroline can be tough. However, if she stuck her neck out for you, and I think Caroline Manzo is fair. I loved Caroline when she was on the show.
So did I.
She reminds me of a couple of my family members.
Yes,
like it's all
me
fierce
too.
family. You know what? I love when she looked at Danielle Staub and said, "We're thick as thieves."
Yes.
We're thick as thieves, and you never
Nothing comes between me and my family.
Exactly.
We're thick as thieves.
She's like a female. She's a mob boss. She's a female mob boss.
Oh my
but
God.
she's got. She's great. Love Caroline. So. I don't like it if that is the case.
Mama.
It does put a little shade toward our friend and a little bit sketch.
It just makes me kind of wonder about Danielle in that respect.
Exactly.
It's just, maybe she's got her reasons, but it's a little strange.
Listen, she put so much money in your pocket and so much, you should be thanking her daily.
Oh, my God.
With a phone call, with a croissant. Show up at her house with a cupcake, for Christ's sake. Caroline, I owe you, baby.
You know how she made a cake for the ladies in this episode? She should be making a cake for Caroline.
That's right. She should be over there with God only knows new frames.
Yeah.
Whatever Caroline needs, new glasses. Come on now, Danielle.
Come on. But we can get into the episode. So what I thought was that there was only going to be one more after this, but it looks like there's going to be two more after this.
Yes.
So
and by the way,
episode 11.
Last Monday, I believe they filmed the reunion. Well, it's not the reunion, but they filmed the final episode with them watching.
Yes.
And all that with them in the separate rooms watching the finale.
They did it at Rails.
Yep. They did it at Rails.
Yep. So they already took care of that.
I wish we would have known. We could have gone and they have to go in that one entrance.
You know what I was thinking? I'm wondering if anyone that works there said, there were some ladies here recently, and they were asking all about you.
Oh, I'm sure they did. But you know what? They probably have very strict. They probably have very strict instructions. Do not speak to the talent.
Yes.
And they're doing it during the day when nobody's there, probably.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But if you want to check out when Kristen and I were at Rails, go to Littler Podcast, LITLR, Littler Podcast, Ladies in the Living Room Podcast, and you can check it out there.
Yes.
And all the other news that's fit to print, as they say. No, I'm teasing. I'm sounding like a bad ad from 1985. All right. So the name of this episode was called Sleepover with One Eye Open.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that.
The elevated pajama party. I'm like, man, she's reaching here.
I think so.
But
it wasn't
first,
a bad. Well, I want to say one thing. It opened up in the very beginning. I just really took notice of this. Joey Gorga and Melissa Gorga's son, Gino, I think it is. He is a clone of Joe.
He is all Gorga.
He is I mean, I really looked at him. I said, my God.
It's like he spit him out.
It's like he spit him out. Like Melissa had nothing to do with that.
I know, really.
Oh my God.
And not even like a hint of Melissa anywhere.
Not a hint. He's just.
Is he Joey or Gino? He's Joe Jr.
Oh, is he Joe Jr.?
He's got, or is he Gino?
He's either Joe Jr. or Gino.
I want to say, as an Italian,
Gino.
your name. I think it might be Gino.
Okay.
But wait a minute, those three. I normally fast forward through the commercials.
Yeah.
That kid, it's either Joey or Gino. We don't know but him and Melissa and Joe have a RHONJ commercial.
Yes, I saw it.
Come on.
That was interesting. It was good.
It was good. They actually pulled it off.
Yeah,
I thought
did.
it was Jota. Jota. What does he do on
Joey
Jota?
G was making dinner.
And then 5 minutes he heats up the RHONJ because he was having a ball with himself over there. Oh my God.
That was a good commercial.
Listen, they're laughing all the way to the bank. How do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you think they pay for that house right on the water there?
Of course.
That's how.
Yes.
All right, so Jen Aiden meets her bros for lunch.
Yep, they go to lunch together, and it looks like a very nice family, nice relationship she's got with her two brothers. Yeah. So the brothers' names are Michael and Steven. Michael
One's
is
gay.
The brother. Yeah, Steven might be gay. He's a piano teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Michael and his wife, she helped them last season get an apartment. They moved here from Turkey.
Oh, right.
And she helped set them up. So that was really nice.
And I thought it was weird that they ordered liver. Was it a pate or was it actual liver?
I don't know what it was. They had a lot of food at the table.
He said hummus and liver. I was like, oh, no. Why? Liver. What are you, the guy from, Silence of the Lambs? Fava beans and, we'll have his liver with us. Eek. But people,
and a nice Chianti.
A nice Chianti. Fava beans with a nice Chianti. So Jennifer thinks Tree should have stood up for her. She was disappointed in the reaction. She's telling her brothers, whatever.
She was rehashing the story.
Yeah, it was kind of, it was a nice little
But
lunch.
she was saying something about, when she's got Tree's back, she goes on autopilot. But
Right.
that autopilot is diminishing.
Yes, it's diminishing. So now we cut to dun 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 Rachel's house.
Yep, Danielle comes over. They have a little play date with the
Valentina,
kitties.
Gabriella, Gabagula, Conkalula, Chanalula. They're all named the same thing. Gianella, Halalala.
Yes.
There's 4,000 of them.
So it's Juliana, Gigi, and Valentina. Is that right? Those are the little girls?
God bless you
I
for
don't
knowing.
know.
I know one of them
I
things
know.
like Ganella. I'm always like, what are these? How many Ellas,
They end-
Gianellas can
They
we
all
have?
end in A. Yep. So the kids are all adorable.
They're very
adorable
cute.
kids.
And they're just talking because she's telling her like,
telling her, well, the
father.
father. Look, here's the thing. Okay, and again, I like Danielle. Okay, episode after episode after episode, we keep
the same
hearing about
story.
her father, who is not on the season
I
at
know.
all.
They're just trying to
and I'm
continue
getting
the
a little.
story.
I think we're all getting a little tired of it. I don't think anybody cares.
I
at
know,
this point.
nobody cares.
Danielle, please make up with your father. That'll be a wonderful thing. Can we just
Exactly.
move on?
Exactly.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Let's not.
Oh, God.
So basically, she
So,
says,
enough.
she wanted to know what was going on.
Yeah.
with
She
the
wanted
podcast.
to, like Rachel was saying, can you tell me what happened at the podcast
Right.
event? And Danielle was kind of laughing about it, how she was like, oh, I told Jan she looked like shit. I said
Right.
that the church was going to burn down with her in it.
Yeah, and she was like, come on, you can't expect, like, for her to do that to me and not to expect to get it back.
Right.
So we know, Danielle, that
don't mess with Danielle.
you're hot and spicy.
Yes.
Oh, so then she talks about her elevated sleepover party.
Yes.
That she wants to do. She wants to get like a bartender who wants like a girls' night in with these girls. Who wants a girls' night in with all these girls that hate each other?
I know.
I mean, it sounded like the worst idea too. I was like,
well, the fact
they
alone of
hate each
Danielle
other.
and Jen A being in that party together, it was
eek.
just.
And she's like, I'm not
and
inviting Tree.
It was civil, which I was surprised about for the most part. But
Yeah, but then she says she wants to bond a bit, have champagne and snacks, and have a good time.
Okay.
At her elevated sleepover. And it
It
turns
was-
out that's what they ended up doing.
Yeah, it was. And by the way, I'm going to say this too with Rachel. She has
Yeah.
a beautiful house.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel's house is beautiful, and we're jumping to the
Oh, and
party real
they-
quick. I mean, that party was awesome.
Oh, and they cut to at the end of the scene.
yeah.
Before the RHONJ commercial came on with the Gulagas,
Yes.
they showed the outside. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
big mansion.
It's a
not,
big,
they're only
beautiful
really
home.
they're only really showing those two rooms, like the dining room in the background where she
Yeah.
does her, where she does her interviews.
Yeah.
And then like the kitchen area.
Yeah.
But clearly she's like, yeah, we did a renovation and we built up it's
Yeah.
a very nice house.
It's a beautiful house. But anyway, so they're going to have this pajama party, so that's good. Then we get to Tree and Gia, and
the
they
conversation.
have their
Wait,
conversation.
before we talk about this conversation.
Yes.
I just have to say.
Yeah.
It was so staged. Like, Tree and Gia were talking about it before. And she's like, all right, Gia, you're going to say this, this, and this. And I'm going to say, here, this, this, and this.
Because
Like,
Gia's going to be a lawyer.
Uh,
so
it was
this was a talk about the law.
and then I'm like, she's like, I'm bringing Gia up a rice cake. I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you bringing Gia a rice cake? Can you bring Gia a meatball sandwich with something on it, like a big slob mozzarella or something? Like, she's this
Watching
teeny
her figure
weeny little
podcast.
thing.
I
She's this
know.
teeny little thing. So she was studying for the LSATs, and I
The
love it. She's
LSATs,
like,
right.
she was like, Joe got his GED, and I only went to college for 2 years. But
years.
look at my kids. And
Yeah,
of
they're
course, her kids are
go-getters.
great.
Yeah.
Her kids are great. But
They're
I thought
great.
it was funny
I think
that Joe
all
got
of
his
those girls
GED.
are very smart.
They are.
They're smart. They're very motivated with, their future. You could see. I mean,
Let's
she
hope. I don't know what's gonna
she
go on
did
with
an
Melania.
excellent job raising those girls.
Yeah.
She really did.
We got nothing bad to say about the Giudice girls.
No, we don't. But it looks like now the court situation comes up. So we were hearing little sprinkles
Snippets,
of it
yes.
and snippets throughout the
But this
season.
is why
But
Tree
now
weighs like
it's
20
coming
pounds.
out.
This
Yeah,
is why
she's a mess.
she says, I'm going through a lot with. Oh, she said you're going through a lot with Louie's case, and
Yeah.
and Tree's like, it's been really stressful.
Yes. It's been going on for 3 years.
Oh, it's been going on for 3 years. And
I
then
don't even know.
Gia said, the ex is so obsessed with him, and
Yeah.
it's like. Again, that was like, make sure you hit that point, Gia. Like the ex, you know what I mean? I just felt like
Yeah.
there were points that they were hitting.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean, who better than her daughter to help her out? But right, she said she's been going, and she said that's basically since she met Louie.
Yeah, because they've only been married, a year or a year and a half?
But wait, why
and they
does
maybe knew each other only a year and a half prior to that? So this has been going on from the very beginning?
But she said that she filed a restraining order on Louie, the ex.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a restraining order taking 3 years. How is that?
It doesn't make a lot
I
of,
couldn't
there's
follow it.
There's a lot missing from this that we're not. It looks like Tree is being a little careful about what she's saying about it.
Absolutely. That's why I feel like they were hitting points.
Yeah, they were.
You know what I mean? She was like,
saying,
she's obsessed with him. But
and also, Marge is in her ear.
Oh,
this is the part she folds Marge
Well, this
into
is the reason why
this is
Tree
she
hates Marge. And she's on the Marge tear.
So maybe if this ex is really got a thing with Louie, like she really wants to get Louie on something, and then Marge is egging her on.
Well, she said she's been talking to Louie's ex the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
And if Margaret has been doing that,
yeah.
I mean, that's
but
screwed up.
There is some
She said we have proof of it. We have proof.
There's validity to what Tree is saying because she's got her lawyer, this lawyer named James Leonard, who is going to meet with the friends and
weird is
explain
this?
the whole thing.
Excuse me, on what planet do you have your friends over with a lawyer?
I want the lawyer to explain
I need James Leonard here to tell my friends.
Well, you know what it is? She might be afraid. She doesn't want to say things she's not supposed to say.
I am blown.
So
she
let
said
him
he's not
talk.
coming
And
as
Tree isn't always the most articulate.
Yeah, she's not exactly eloquent. Ingredients, as she says. Not ingredients.
But she said he's not coming as my lawyer. He's someone who follows the case.
Okay, there you go.
So it's very
he'll
well.
Say it safe.
Again, very well.
Where no one's going to get in trouble.
Laid out not to get in trouble. They're watching their words. But I thought that was so weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, who wants to come over and listen to your lawyer talk about your, freaky husband's? Like, you think if she met him from day one that she met him, you think Tree would have been like, hey, Louie, you're hot and all out,
but I gotta go for the accountant with no problems. Okay.
Like, come on, Tree. You went from the fire, the frying pan into the fire.
But this explains
Tree,
why
what are you doing?
I mean, you know how we've been saying she's been a little sedate this entire season.
Yes.
And she looks tired a lot.
I think she's a little
I
drugged.
think she is very stressed. I think that she might be. I think
she
this
would
is like
need
PTSD
it. I would
for
need
her.
it. I would need it.
Totally. This is PTSD for her, I think, from what happened in her past.
I feel
going
bad
to
for her.
prison.
I
Joe
swear to God,
Juicy, the whole thing. She's been through all of that. Coming out now, she's married to someone who there's yet another legal issue going on. I really think
by the way,
this is PTSD.
I think
for
these
her.
legal issues here,
Yeah.
Joe Judice just was like a dingaling and did the fraud documents to get some money to get extra
Yeah.
sandwiches for the family.
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like to do the
Yes.
renovations on the house. Like,
Yeah.
but Louie is involved. Like, I think Louie's much more slick than Joe.
Yeah, I think
Any
so.
day of the week.
Yeah.
So I think he's got bigger issues than Joe.
I know. And I'm just curious to know, what is this whole restraining order thing? Why is this
It's
so
a disaster. And I wish
stressful?
Tree would have chosen better.
Yeah.
Honestly, I get it. You love this. Like, just have him on the side, Tree. Get yourself a big old nerdville who's afraid to break the law. You know what I mean? Like, Tree, we want you to do better. And we want you to not have to live like this.
I am looking forward to next episode. It looks like they're going to go into it more. So I'm looking forward to hearing
And she's
more
like,
about this.
Jen Fessler will see. They will see that Marge was up to no good.
Yeah,
and
that
this
she
was
up
all
to no
bullshit.
good. It'll be, as Gia said, and I told you so moment.
Okay.
So then we're going to Melissa and Joe go over to Marge's house.
Okay, but I have to say,
Yes.
Joe and Melissa head over there, and what if Joe and Marge?
Oh, I got the apricot cheese with the fig and cherry.
What kind of a freaking cheeses are these?
So she's
Who
big
eats
on
this
the cheese.
kind of cheese?
She is big on the
Nasty
cheese.
cheeses. Marge has some weird ass
Stinky,
taste.
stinky cheeses.
Some bad cheese. And then, of course, Melissa, how you feeling? Your little piece of deal is hurting, I heard.
Oh,
She
my
says
God.
to Joe, to a grown man, I heard your
Yeah.
piece of deal is hurting. And she's like,
It's the prostate that affects the piece of deal.
this is a hysterical.
It was kind of funny too when Marge referred to Joe B as like one of the Mario brothers. Like
I
he's a
didn't hear that.
plumber, he's a contractor, but he's not a tree cutter.
Yeah, because he
We're
used
not
to
gonna
work
have him cutting a
landscape.
tree.
He used to work landscape, and I love that Joe
Because she
turned
wants
to
a tree down in her backyard. That's why they came over.
of
I guess.
all Joe, and then Joe turns to Gorga. He's like, everything's working fine. I don't understand. Like, you know,
Yeah,
and I'm
right.
sure it is. The poor guy has to talk about his prostate
Oh, God.
on national TV.
This poor guy.
So then there goes Joey Gorga up a tree.
There he goes.
Oh my God! I'm like, first of
gets
all,
the
he could
tree
kill
down.
himself. What is he doing? He's not that young anymore either. I mean, he's in good shape and all, but like he's scaling the tree. I'm like, oh, the Italian stallion.
Was there some comparison here? Because isn't tree Teresa's tagline? No one's going to take this tree down, and it looks
Exactly.
like Joey Gorga took a tree.
Nice.
down.
Hey, I like that one. That's
That
a
was
good one.
I wonder
Ba-dum,
if there was
bum.
some irony with the I don't
Rim
know.
rim shot.
That was good.
That's
and
very
then
funny,
it was
Kristen.
And then
Oh.
it was a little childish
The
that
ketchup.
he put some ketchup on
Come
him
on.
when he comes in. And
Marge
of
is
course,
like, I saw the
Marge and
ketchup.
Melissa are like, yeah,
I saw the
right.
ketchup, Joe. I saw it. Joe is literally like he's 2 years old.
Yeah, he is. But you want to know something? He's a great house husband.
No, he is. He's great. I
We
love
love
Joe.
Joe Gorga.
Joe is immature, but Joe is great. I
He's
love
great.
Joey G.
He brings it.
Oh my God, I was wetting my pants yesterday. I happened to catch one of the episodes from when they were made up with Dr. V and they were up in Lake George or something.
Okay.
When they had the big fight. It was back.
Yes.
And when they both, Joe.
Oh God!
Joey
And
Gorga rushes.
Joe Gorga charged Joe Giudice.
The funny, I was literally howling
one of
out
the
loud
best.
because he was like,
He like rammed into him like a cannonball.
He ran into him, but they all were in there, and he's like, "Oh my God, he's biting my nuts." He's like, "Can you believe it?" He's like, "Can you believe this? He's biting my nuts." It was I was howling out loud. He
wanna
was like,
watch that
"Can you even
episode."
believe it? He's biting my nuts." Oh my God, I was rolling on the floor. And then he had all the
Yeah, and it like
the black
it wore
stuff that
off.
fills in your bald head.
Yes,
They're like,
yes.
"What the hell is this black shoe polish all over me?" And Joe was like, "I wasn't saying anything." I was like, "I don't know." Oh my God, it was
Oh,
so
that was
funny.
so
He bite
funny.
my nuts. Can you believe it? Oh my God. I
No
was
one
peeing.
could ever replace Joe.
Oh, that
Joe
was so
Gorga.
damn
You
funny.
can't. He's so funny.
Those were the good old days.
Those were the good ones.
and
Okay,
now
so
Dolores goes to Fessler's with flowers and cannolis.
Can I say also another house that is so nice?
Yeah, lovely.
I don't know, have we seen much of Fessler's house? I
We
feel
saw
like
the backyard.
a little bit.
We saw the
now
backyard.
you see this beautiful, because when they first shot the scene of the house, I'm like, whose house is this?
No, it was very
and then
nice.
You see Fessler, I'm like,
and
she's
then
got a
I
lovely
like when she
home.
was like, "Listen, I have neighbors." When they were fighting in her backyard that day,
that's
she was like, "You guys might not, but I have neighbors.
Yes.
Let's pull it down a minute." But yeah, her house is great.
It's lovely. And Dolo brought cannolis.
Which was
and
very
they reminisce
cute.
about, well, first they're talking about how lovely the Ireland trip was.
Yes.
So they're talking about that, and then she goes right into tree.
Well, like
Tree
Fessler
is
was
a
like,
mess.
"What happened at the podcast?"
Yeah.
And then Dola was like, "Teresa's a mess. She weighs about 3 pounds." And, Tree called me and she said, "I have anxiety beyond anxiety. And if I pass out, please call 911.
I know. Oh,
Like,
my God.
they're going to call 911.
Oh,
There's also a
God.
medic on the set.
Yeah.
There can't not be. But she was like, "I don't want to know. I
Yeah.
don't want to know details, like what happens to Louie.
She's
I
smart.
don't want to." She is smart.
She's smart.
Stay out
We
of it.
know
When
Dolo
anybody
always
asks,
has the right head on her shoulders.
She does. And
She
she's
doesn't
like,
wanna know.
and she's like, "It's taken the life out of Teresa. I see a shell of who she once was." And I agree.
I think we've all seen Teresa as a shell this season.
And then
We
she was
have.
talking about
I mean,
Jen.
really, she's just.
Jen was screaming in her face, and she was like,
Yeah.
"No,
Yeah.
Tree is going to fall down
She-
from anxiety."
She's going to pass out, so leave her. And that's why she was defending. Dolo was explaining why she came at Jenna a little bit. Because
Right.
she was like giving her tough love. She's like, I talked
Right.
to my
She
sister
doesn't need
that way.
Teresa to pass
I was
out.
just protecting Teresa. And I saw that last week because that little squabble looked a little confusing last week, but that does make sense why she did that. And then they got Fessler really quick. She
The
goes
text.
into the whole text with Rachel. She texted Rachel
Right.
about why she was actually defending her and John Fupa, and
the Fupas.
Rachel never replied. But then Rachel comes to them in a group text and says, "Will you come to my
Yeah,
pajama
and then she's
party?"
like, "I rethought."
And Fessler says, "I'm not going to come."
Right.
And then Rachel gets in touch with her directly.
Right, and then she rethought it.
And she
I'm
rethought
glad
it.
she went because it was.
I am too.
It ended up being a fun time.
It was nice.
You know?
So, really quick, then Tree and Jen A meet, and it's the whole story about how, you're not there for me, ride or die. Jen A saying that to Tree.
Wait,
ride
she
or
said
die for you.
But I have here, which I wrote down, Tree got a glaze and an Arnold Palmer. What's a glaze?
Okay.
Was it a donut?
Oh, no. She was talking about her hair.
Oh, the glaze.
Her glaze.
Right.
Because she said your hair looks darker. And she's like, I got a glaze and it brings out my eyes.
But I love that. I knew she meant it was a glaze on her hair, but I love that I thought donut first. It's always a donut with me, ladies and gentlemen.
It's always, well,
it's
I
always
think
a
that
donut.
Too. Well, I love a glazed donut, but I
Yeah, but
have
the glaze,
to say,
I get
a
a glaze.
glaze on my hair
I
too,
get
and
glazes
I love
too,
them.
and they really just freshen you right up.
Oh my God, they give it that nice shine.
And so she said,
and
Tree's
her
like,
hair looked fabulous.
oh, it did. And Tree was like, sorry about what happened the other night. And she's like, she
Yes.
ripped me a new one, and you guys didn't say anything. And she's like, sorry about that. I couldn't ruin my night.
Yeah, I know.
And then she was like, it's about me and you, and I felt so alone.
Yes.
I was like, all right, Jen. And then Tree,
Enough,
but I love how
Jen.
Tree was just sitting there, like staring off with the falsies, like.
She's trying.
She's trying to keep herself
She's
upright.
just trying to keep her head up.
That's what I mean. She's
think.
trying to keep
like,
herself
I just
upright.
got to get through this and go
She's
home and go
like
to
2
sleep.
seconds from passing out in the chicken salad. You know what I mean?
But she really quickly did bring up the court case to Jen.
She
And
said,
about the restraining order. So,
yes.
kind of bringing Jen back in to say, listen, I got a lot going on here.
Right. And she
So-
was like, she's like, when I see you altercating with
Yeah.
someone, Jen was saying,
Yeah.
I jump in. It's my personality. Maybe I need to stop doing that. And she's like, I've been stressed with the court. I know you've been stressed with the court case, but I need a friend.
Yes.
And I thought that she was like, look, if it ever came down, I'd rather die for you. And she was like, I'd rather die for you. And they were like, if I had to choose you over Danielle, I'm taking you. And she was like, all right.
She's
it's
like
great.
1,000,000%.
She's like, I just want to feel it.
I know.
I just want to feel it. Tree can't feel anything.
I know.
At this
Oh,
moment.
God,
She's
please.
like, my whole world is crashing,
Yes,
and I'm gonna have to pay for another man's prison. Like, wait, now I got all his kids too.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
so we go to the lovely pajama party. So we've got
the
and as you were saying
elevated
before,
sleepover.
the elevated sleepover, but it really isn't a sleepover.
No,
They're just
it's
going
a-
to stay for a long time because no one's sleeping in her castle.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
That
No
was very
one's sleeping
funny.
in my castle. She got the monogram pajamas.
Yep. She got the pajamas.
Slippers.
She got a caterer,
And
party
Marge,
plan.
like some of us wear hooves, but I'm not going to say who.
But
right?
those pajamas were very cute. The slippers were very
They
cute.
were very cute. The house was so
the house
cute.
was perfect.
It was kind of like
beautifully decorated.
It was kind of like a Heather Dubrow party.
It was. You know
She had-
what? It was.
She was. She didn't
That
leave
was a
anybody
Heather
out.
deal.
She had a lipstick reader who was an intuitive empath there.
Yes, I
She had
liked
the
that.
bartender.
Yeah.
And then
This was a
Fessler and
well-planned
Rachel.
party.
It was. And Fessler and Rachel just like go in the other room and she apologizes if she felt disrespected and blah blah.
I think that was nice.
easy.
It was easy. It
That
was
was gonna
sincere.
be
I
easy
think
all along.
underneath, what did she say? Fessler said something very true. She said that there's toxicity in the group
And it
it's
crosses
contagious,
over. Yes.
And Rachel and I caught it.
When you're living amongst
100%.
the toxicity,
Yeah.
you just automatically kind of adopt it.
Yes.
That's why negative energy is so destructive.
Yeah, it really is.
You know?
So I'm glad that,
Oh.
and it looked like even Jen Fessler was getting slightly teary-eyed when she was talking about it. So
Oh, yes, because she's like,
they genuinely
I
love
love
each
you.
other
I
as
love you.
friends.
I thought
So-
this was great. Jackie thought her book was going to be a New York Times bestseller. She didn't realize how hard that would be. I'm like, Jenny, not everyone can be Teresa Giudice.
Can I put in a little thing
Of
here?
course.
So Jackie is having a book signing on Thursday, and I am going to
Kristen
go.
is going to report from Paramus, New
I
Jersey,
will
ladies
be
and gentlemen.
reporting, and watch Instagram. I will have it on Instagram.
Littler
I am going to
podcast.
meet Miss Jackie Goldstein. I can't wait.
See, you're going to have to buy the book. You
Of
do know
course, I'm
that.
going to buy the book. I will read the book.
You will
I
bu-
will. Yes,
Well, isn't it all about her eating disorder?
it is.
All right.
So we got to find more out about that. But I am going to meet Miss Jackie. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, so going
Very
back to
exciting.
It, we can't
Look for it all at Littler podcast.
But she's trying very hard to sell her book, so I'm going to support that.
Aren't you a good little fan, Kristen?
I
Danielle.
told you I am Team Jackie a little bit. I like
Yeah, I'm
Jackie.
not a Jackie fan.
I know.
I can't really fake that, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It's
Okay.
all right. We don't have to be a fan of everybody.
No,
But I don't dislike her, really. She's just not my favorite. So Danielle bakes a cake. We got to get into that.
That was good.
With the ladies on it.
Yes.
March, is Jennifer the fallen one? Was that intentional?
Clearly she was. That little, but you know what was funny? It was like it was like she made stick figures with like wafers. And like the top was like a vanilla.
It was very homemade. It looked like Valentina got herself in there.
I think Valentina made
Valentina
that cake.
was like, here, Mom. Just
and
throw
Jenna's
the sugar
like,
wafers.
I'm not eating that cake.
They were doing champagne bongs. They were eating the fruit strips. March, I have a long tongue.
The fruit roll-up challenge.
Yeah, she was like, I have a long tongue. I might take this one.
But Jen A won, didn't she?
Yeah. Well, it was between her and she was like, her and Melissa. And she was, they were eating the roll-ups. Like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And then Jen
was like, I don't swallow anymore.
That was so fun. Jen was like, I don't really do that anymore. My husband eats a lot of spicy food, baby. And Dolo thought that was the funniest thing she's ever heard. She was rolling laughing.
That was very
at Jen
funny.
Aiden.
Listen, I'm going to say Jen Aiden, she does come out with some funny ones.
Oh, she does.
I give it to her.
And then when they sit down to eat, Marge, she's like, was it Marge? No, she said, how do you know that your husband wants to put the moves on you? And then I didn't hear anything because Marge said the word moist.
Oh, God.
And after moist, I
don't
blacked out.
I don't like that word.
I blacked out. Moist is my least favorite word in the English language. Yikes. So I was like, oh.
No, thank you.
I blacked out.
Oh, God. And then what was this
Dolo.
where Jen A was saying something about milking her husband's prostate?
Oh, my God. Wait a minute.
What the heck
Before
is
we
that?
get to the milking, she says the computers are in. And then Marge was on fire. Marge was like, do you have sex on the desk? Like, do you have sex? And she was like, no, just asking. And then Jen was like, yeah, we milk the prostate, baby. Milk the prostate, what she said. And then Fessler was horrified. She was like,
oh my
Jennifer.
God.
Jennifer. She milks her husband's
that?
prostate. Danielle was like, she milks her husband's prostate? And she's like, how do you do that? Is it tap, tap, tap? Is it up? Is it up? I would think you'd have to go up his butt.
She said that.
Because you got to go in there to check it out. I don't know. I think milking the prostate is probably the most disgusting thing I have ever heard. And then when I think
like the thought of that.
And then I think of it being done to Bill Aiden. I'm like, one milk prostate. Dolo. I love Dolo comes out with, I should have known that something to do with cock would bring everyone together. Maybe I should have hired a bunch of male prostitutes. I don't fucking know. That was great. And then they bring up the whole thing, which we didn't mention before, about having this, like, she's like, since we're all having this sisterhood moment, let's catch the sun while it's shining. I thought that was hilarious. And she was like, let's do this little retreat.
Right.
And everybody was in.
They seemed like they were in. They were interested in it. So it looks like it's going to go ahead. And look, I will say overall, good camaraderie at this party.
They pulled it together.
Kind of like a kumbaya
they
thing.
Pulled
at the
it
end.
together.
They did lemon shots together. Everything, they all behaved themselves.
They did. I was happy to see it.
I didn't feel an ounce of tension.
It needed
at that party.
They
totally needed it.
that.
It was very nice.
Episodes have been so dark.
Yeah, and this wasn't dark at all.
No, it wasn't.
So
it
go
actually turned out to
Rachel.
be
She
great.
kind of brought it together. That was great.
Rachel with her elevated sleepover, non-sleepover.
Exactly. In her castle. It was awesome. So I liked how that ended. And it looks like really quick next week, Dolo is going to find a house in the Berkshires for the retreat. Fessler gives a heads up to Marge about this court case. And Tree's lawyer explains the case to the
James
ladies.
Leonard. We can all look forward to him next week.
Then we see an ambulance.
Oh,
so
I know.
Something
It's going to be something
there. It was probably Tree passing out.
It's going to be
I don't
something
know.
stupid.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well,
okay.
I think that wraps it up for today.
That wraps it up.
All right. Listen, we're going to be back.
What would you give this episode?
Oh, I would give it like a 6.5, 7.
Okay.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
But it
maybe
did kind
of 7.5.
I'm going to give it that because it kind of, washed over it kind of put it into a little bit of a better spot.
A bit. Yeah.
Little bit.
It left it on a good note. So we'll see what happens next week. It looks like 2 more left.
And we're going to be back with the Real Housewives of Orange County, so don't miss that.
We will see
and always get it and follow us again on Littler Podcast on Instagram. And
watch me at Jackie's book signing.
Oh, Jackie's book signing too. And don't forget that we are the ladies in the living room, and we will see you next time. We are done for today.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.